Mr. Stein, just before we proceed on what we were on before the adjournment, just one thing. You say your findings are telling you that there wasn't a call between the number ending 358 and the number ending 202. Now what I want to find about that is, and there was a usage of data there, not so. In other words, the number 202, ending 202, called the number ending 358. In the first call, they used data. Is that what you said?
That's correct.
But what is the number 358, 202?
And what about the second call?
Also?
They also use data.
Yes.
But you must say, data.
Thank you. Now, was it a WhatsApp call? Was it a Skype? Was it a Zoom? Was it, you know, all these social media things? What was actually used there?
The BlackBerry net, like you can read in that one paper?
It was a BlackBerry net.
Yes, yeah.
And when was the
WhatsApp, Skype, Zoom, BlackBerry.net.
Thank you. So, in other words, the person who initiated the call, that will be the number allegedly ending with 202, is the one that called the number ending 358, but the medium of communication there was through the BlackBerry net.
I can't tell what did he use. He could have used something else. I only got proof that 385 was using.
358 was using BlackBerry
That's right,
net.
yeah. That's all I can testify on.
Number. We should tell two, Yanago Ashire, Utring, Shaila, Ule, 358. We search the Sayona any BlackBerry Tanga and was Wuti, Gishu Wote, Y7 son, was in 358 license BlackBerry.
But it is also so that, also in respect of the second call, data was used.
I presume, yes.
Ati intata uti na gule kole landelayo na kona oxygen so date.
No, I don't want you to assume. I want you to state it as a fact.
I can't put it as a fact, my lord. I didn't have his 205.
But ngoba ngangina 205 angeke ngikwazi ukubeka kube nesiqiniseko sokuthi ngempela oxygen so date.
Neither is his phone download.
And futhi ke ni download yaleyo phone angina.
So we're not sure whether he used data or he used straight, what do they call it now, airtime.
Yeah, if you put it like that, you can't. I can't testify on that because we don't apply for 205 that time.
Ati kai umubuza ukuthi wayesenzisa i-airtime ejwayelekile noma esenzisa data ngeke ngikwazi ukuthi siqiniso solo ngoba sizange si ngaleso sikhathi sengayiceli i-205.
Exactly my point. I'm saying to you, based on what you have just explained now, you can't tell whether he used data or he used airtime.
That's correct, my lord. I
Thank
can
you.
only testify on what I got in front of me.
Ati yebo ngeke ngikwazi ukusho ukuthi wasenzisa i-data noma senzisa i-airtime engale kwenza nje ukuthi ngilethe ufakazi ngalokho phambi kwami.
Thank you. Let us now go back to exhibit K4. Now, the last transaction that we were busy with is that transaction on the 2nd of August 2014. The time there reflected as 07:15:52 a.m. UTC in bracket device, and there's that also other device rate which is not in bracket, not so?
That's correct.
Ati yebo kunjalo.
Now let's go to the next transaction, which is very key to this case. Now we are going to read it from the beginning. Now 0782 7044358, that's the first column. Received, that's the next column. Then the next column says tell from 077 33059202. There's no inscription there on those other columns up to the date. The date there is indicated as the 2nd of August 2014. The time is indicated as 10:47 p.m. UTC in bracket device, close bracket, and there is also that duration which is 00150 device, not so?
That's correct.
But lapha ke inamba e082 7044358 iyathola ucingo oluvela kule number u20 plus 2773 305 9202 ngomhla ka2 ku-August 2014 isikhathi kwaku 10:40 47 umzuzwana ikhombisa futhi ukuthi ntambama UTC ithi device futhi ebese ikhombisa lapho ukuthi bahlala umzuzu wodwa nemizuzwana amashumi amahlanu ekhombisa futhi nasigcinela ukuthi device wathi yebo kunjalo.
And there is that P28 there. Do you have to bear any knowledge what does it stand for? I think it's 28, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what does it stand for?
What stands for?
The P28, the very last.
It's P23.
Oh, it's 23, yes, P23.
I type it in there. It's a reference number to my page 23 of my statement.
Wow, okay.
Wathi akhona lo 23 lapha egcineni wathi hayi iloke ngibhalile nje mina ukuthi ungikhombisa ukuthi uphuma kulephi ikhasi kuma reference arm.
Thank you. Now let us proceed. Still on the 2nd of October, the 2nd of August at 9:55.55 a.m. UTC in bracket device, just 000000 device. That is the inscription on that paper, not so?
That's correct.
Wathi ke masesidlulele lapha umhla ka2 futhi ithi isikhathi 095555 ebesithi AM okusho ukuthi kusekuseni UTC ebese kuthi lapha ukuthi isikhathi singanani athi 0000 athi yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. Now, the next entry there, it's still on the 2nd of October 2014. The time is indicated as 9:59:30 a.m. UTC device, and there is that last device there, not so?
That's correct.
Wathi ke lokulandelayo ekhombisa isikhathi 9:59:30 ithi AM okusho sekuseni ithi UTC device athi yebo kunjalo.
Now, the next entry is also on the 2nd of August 2014. The time is stated there as 10:03:24 a.m. UTC device, and is also device at the end. Not
That's
so?
correct. That's correct.
Thank you.
Khombisa sami isilandelayo esithi 9:59 is 10:03:24 isithi AM ebesithi UTC device wathi yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. For the sake of progress and brevity, I would like us to deal with the following last entry that is stated as being the 2nd of August 2014 at 10:07:25 a.m. UTC device, and there is also that last wait device there, not so?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Wathi asigcina la ethi khona 10:07:35 a.m. UCT device wathi yebo ubhalwe kanjalo.
Now, do you agree with me, sir, that when you look at this information, there's a chronological flow of sequence of information throughout, not so?
No, I can't agree.
Wathi ungavuma yini ukuthi kunohlu olulandelekayo oluhambisana nesikhathi lokuthi kweize okwenzeka ngasiphi isikhathi wathi cha angikwazi ukuthi ngivumelane nawe ngalokho.
My Lord, it's clear to me that he is busy misleading the court. He starts with the numbers ending with 7677. Just the line before that starts with 01:14:19 p.m. and it's also on the 2nd of August.
Good. Hayi lana ngiyabona ukuthi uzama ukuthi adukise inkantolo ngoba kukhona lapha ngesikhathi sika 0701 14 19 la isikhombisa khona ukuthi ithi PM oshuthi ntambama.
Thank you. That is exactly my point. Let me put it this way. Do you agree with me that in all the information and just before the transaction that you have referred to, there's a chronological flow of the sequence of the information that is contained there, not so?
I can't agree because you can't just work on a piece of something. You must take the whole day in consideration.
Yabona yini ukuthi lapha kulezi number lezi ikhathi ezingaphambili yabona ukuthi konke kula ikhathi zilandelana kahle wathi ukuthi awukwazi ukuthi uvele nje uthathe into eyodwa bese uzama ukuchaza kufanele ubheke usuku lonke.
Let us take the two transactions, Mr. Stein, that are preceding to the transaction where that number 202 is involved. Let us take those two transactions and look at them. Just the two previous transactions before that. Is it correct that they reflect as the date is the 2nd of August 2014, the time is 06:42:53 a.m., that is in the morning, not so?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yabona yini ukuthi la kula ikhathi lezimbili ezandulela lesikhathi esisibhekile la yabona yini ukuthi zikhuluma ngesikhathi sesekuseni othi yebo.
Immediately thereafter, there's a transaction that indicates that on the same date, which is the 2nd of August 2014, at 7:52 a.m., in other words, the first transaction that I've referred you to took place at 42 minutes past 6:53 seconds. In other words, it's 18 minutes to 7 in the morning. The next transaction is taking place at 15 minutes past 7 in the morning, not so, and 52 seconds, not so?
I agree with that time.
Thank you.
But like I already mentioned to the court, there is some other ties also mixed up. You can see all the days is together, so I can't just work on a piece.
Just be patient, Mr. Stein.
Athi yabona yini ukuthi kulezi ikhathi ezimbili ezandulela lesikhathi esisibhekile ziyalandela ziyabonakala ukuthi ikhathi ezilandelanayo. Sothi no cha ungabheki kuphela isikhathi sifaye ngoba kuningi ukuhlanganiswe la.
Now let us come to the number ending 202 where it was allegedly involved here. Now, on the same date of the 2nd of August 2014, that number or the sequence of the flow of information indicates that at 10:47 p.m., that number was involved with a number ending 4358. But the crux of the thing of my question is that entry, the last entry before the entry involving the number 202, says this number ending with 358 was active in something, I don't know what it is, at 7:52 a.m., which is in the morning on the 2nd. In other words, at 15 minutes past 7, 52 seconds on the 2nd of August 2014, in the morning, it was active. Now, immediately thereafter, the next transaction, still on the 2nd of August 2014, this document tells us that at 20:47 in the evening, that is 20 minutes to 11 o'clock, this device, 358, received whatever that it received from a number 202. That is already in the evening. But then when you go further, The next entry thereafter, it takes you back to the morning of the 2nd of August 2014 at 9 minutes past, at 9:55. In other words, it's 5 minutes to 10 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd. Now, the gist of my question is that a chronological flow of events? Was that a chronological flow of information? The last entry before the entry of the 2nd of, where the number 202 is involved, says this gadget ending with the number 358 was active at 7:15. The next entry, where the number is involved, 202, it says it is active at 10:47 p.m. now. It's already in the evening. And yet the next entry subsequent to that, it goes back to 9:55 a.m. in the morning. Still on the same date. Let me put it like this. According to this information, it says that gadget ending with the number 358, at 7 in the morning, it was active. It received something that it received from where it received from, 7 a.m. in the morning on the 14th, on the 2nd of August 2014. The next entry, it says the same gadget at 10 in the evening, it received whatever that it received from the phone ending with 202. The next entry thereafter, it says the phone ending with number 358 on the same date received or was active at 9:55 a.m. in the morning. In other words, it is active in the morning. The next entry, it's active in the at night. Then the next entry is also active in the morning in the same date. Do you follow what I'm saying here?
My Lord, I don't even think I can answer this question. I already draw the case, the court's attention to the first entry that morning. It was 1:01:14:19. Then it jumps to 05:55:42. And then it's at 4 or 5 conversations or transactions in the morning. Then it jumps to 10:40. Then we go down for 4 or 5 other transactions. Then it jumps back to PM for 3 times, then again AM. So it's not, I don't see his point.
Tika mina la umbuzo wami uthi lana uyabona yini uthi ngo-7:15:52 kukhona okwenzeka kule phone. Emva kwalokho ngo-10:40 isiyasho ithi kukhona okwenzeka kodwa ke lana isithi intambama. Ebese ke iyaphinda futhi misiqhubeka esithi ngo-9:55 56 seconds ekuseni khona okwenzeka. Uyabona yini ukuthi akubonakala sengathi kukhona uhlu lokulandelelana kahle kwezikhathi athi yebo bese ngikubekile enkantolo ukuthi kukhona ikhathi la echaza khona ukuthi khona into eyenzeka ngesikhathi esithize kodwa isikhathi esilandelayo kubonakala bese ngathi akusona esilandela lesa ile ndlela ekubekeke ngayo kuleli phepha.
Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, Mr. Stay. I am not thumbsucking information. I'm only stating what is contained in this document, the chronological sequence of the flow of events, of activities in this phone on that day. I'm not missing anything. It is all here. I think the court is following me very well, what I'm trying to say.
No,
now, with that in mind, let's go to the transaction of the 15th of October 2014. Yes. Go to the transaction of the 15th of October 2014, because with this, I'm going to wrap up my cross-examination. Basically, I won't repeat what I've just repeated, because what is also noted here on a transaction which is on the 15th of October 2014, where the cell phone number ending 202 and the cell phone number ending 358, according to this document, according to the allegations that are contained in this document, had an interaction. Of what nature, I don't know. But that is what is described in this document. Again, you will see that just before that number ending 202, are you at that number?
That's correct.
Thank you. You will see that just before that number, we deal with the transaction of that number ending with where the number ending 202 is involved. On the 15th of October 2014, there's an inscription information that says at 6:43:18 a.m. in the morning. AM stands for anti-meridian. That is now in the morning. PM stands for post-meridian. That is now in the afternoon. But here it is said that on the 15th of October 2014, 06:43:18 a.m., that is now in the morning, this device, ending with the number 358, had an interaction with that device, ending with the number 348. Immediately thereafter, this device, according to this document, the device that ends with the number 358 had an interaction with the device that ends with the number 202 at 17:33:57 p.m. That is now in the afternoon. When you go to the next entry, still on the 15th, it says that the device ending with the number 358 had an interaction with the device ending with the number 082 at 06:49:58 a.m. in the morning. The same sequence of events are noted here. In other words, also on the 15th, at 6:43 in the morning, this device with a number ending 358 interacts with the device with a number ending 347 in the morning. Immediately thereafter, the entry that we have says that the device ending with the number 358 at 5:33 in the afternoon interacts with a device ending with the number 202. And yet, on the same day, at 6:49:58 a.m. in the morning now, the device ending with the number 358 interacts with the device ending with the number 082. That is how the chronological flow of events is depicted in this picture, in this document. Are you with me?
I'm with you, but still I want to put the court's attention on the following.
Yes, put it.
If you want to analyze something, you must have a bigger picture. You can't take an apple and eat halfway and only work on one half. You have to eat the whole apple to get something back. So if you're still using just a piece of the 15th, so if you start on the first entry on the 15th, it's at 01:17:34, then it's 01:20:25, then it goes down PM, then it jumps to 17:33, then back to AM, and then I can promise you he will jump again. There, yeah, he jumps again. The 2 second lines on the 15th, 12:17 and 12:33. I got no control on how the XRY program downloaded from the phone.
Athi-ke hayi sabonakala namhla 15 uthi ikhathi azilandelelani kahle wathi cha uma ufuna uzohlayiza ngeke ubheke into eyodwa nje kuningi okufanele ukubheke ukuze ukwazi ukuzwisisa kahle ukuthi kwenzekani.
The reason why this document does not give a chronological flow of information, it's simply because some information has been planted in here. And the reason why that information has been planted in here was simply to create a narrative, a very limping narrative, if I may put it that way, that there was indeed a communication between the phone ending number with the number ending 202 and the phone ending with the number 358.
No, my lord, I can't answer on that one, but I also can mention to the court. I already pointed it out that they tried to delete some information on this memory. So maybe that can cause something of that. I'm not the expert on the download side. I only receive information.
Yes.
So I can say, right, they did try to delete some of the information, maybe that's true, but I received this information and I work on this information. So what I received, I worked on. And I tell you now, according to Sergeant Maswana, that is what he got from the phone.
Athi ke lana ukuthi ke kube nelenkinga ukuthi ikhathi zingaqondi kahle la kule document ukuthi ke kukhona ke ubufakazi obujobelelwe ku lombiko lona okungene ngenkohliso kulombiko lo sethi cha angeke ngakwazi ukuchaza lokho kodwa ke ngoba khona bakuzama ukuthi bazama ukuthi basule eminye imininingwane ebikhona la ngaphakathi kwele phone so kungenzeka ukuthi mhlambe ikona okwenze ukuthi kube naloku kungacaci kahle kwezikhathi kodwa ke lokhu okukhona lana ilokho okutholwe uSergeant Mushwana uma enza i-download yakhe.
Sir, would you agree with me that the document KK4 is not a PDF? Is not a PDF one.
That's correct.
Athi ke i-KK4 akuyona i-PDF athi yebo.
And if a document is not a PDF, it is capable of being converted. You can take out certain information, you can put in information in order for the person that is working on it to make it a user-friendly document.
That's correct, but like I mentioned in the court already, the way I received it, I didn't change anything, I just worked on what I received.
Athi ke uyavuma nami ukuthi ngoba le document akuyona i-PDF usho ukuthi ke ofisa ukusebenzisa le document akakwazi ukuguqula okuthize kuyo le document elokuqhubeka enza umsebenzi. Athi yebo kunjalo kodwa bese ngichazile ukuthi akukho lutho engaguqula kuloko kukhona kule document.
I'm with you on that one, sir. You only were the recipient of the document in the state in which it was, and you had to work on it, the manner in the state in which it was presented to you, not so.
That's correct, ma'am.
Athi ya mina nje i-document ngithole njengoba injalo and futhi ngaletha ubufakazi ngale ndlela engayo.
But the fact of the matter is this document is capable of being converted. The information in this document is capable of being converted, not so. I'm not saying you did it, I'm not saying Mushwana did it, but in general terms, the manner in which the nature of this document is, it is capable, the information in there is capable of being converted.
That's correct, my lord, but
Thank
I
you.
must also mention that I received the original CD from him. So it's direct from the XRY. And the CD, you can't manipulate, or you can't change it, it's still the same CD from him.
Athi uyavuma yini ukuthi lokho kula kule document lona uma kukhona ofisa ukuguqula iyaguquleka. Asethi yebo ngiyakuvuma lokho kodwa ke mina ngifuna ukuletha isiqiniseko sokuthi ngathola i-CD eyayivela kumshwana.
Thank you, Mr. Sane.
Thank
That
you.
will be all from me.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Dumalo.
Patient with us as we're moving around our papers. The space at which we're supposed to be working here is very consistent.
Colonel, would I be correct to say that when you get involved in this case was when Brigadier Gininda handed to you the documents on the 9th of April 2010 at 10 o'clock?
That's correct.
wathi qiniseni ukuthi wena waqala ukuthi ubandakanyeke ekusebenzini nale document ngomhla 9 wasethi yebo.
Is it also correct, Colonel, that when you got involved in this case, as you testified in your evidence in chief initially, on the 27th of July 2023, you already had the Section 205 records?
That's correct.
Wathi ngomhla 27 July 2023 umuntu senza le document osinayo section 205 wathi yebo.
The Section 205 records, Colonel, were applied for by the previous investigation team.
One of the previous investigation teams.
Wathi ke le section 205 yayi applyelwe ithimba leli lokuqala elali phenya lolu daba. Wathi owaye applyela ko omunye owaye kuleli thimba lokuqala elalenza uphenyo.
Who is that member?
I know Captain Boonstra, now Colonel Boonstra applied for it, that I did read on the Section 205.
Wathi kwakubani la wathi uKenneth Boonstra wayapplyele.
Colonel, I just want to go through this exercise just to make me understand. I'm not trying to waste the court's time, but I want to understand this process. The Section 205 records are generated by an application which is made to a magistrate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Wathi section 205 lena kusho ukuthi ke uma ithunyelwe ku magistrate iyona ke eyenza ukuthi ke kwakhiwe lo mbiko lona wathi yebo.
It will then be sent to the service provider. It could be either Vodacom or MTN.
That's correct.
Wathi emva kwaloko ithunyelwa ke kwalabo abathola izingcingo mhlawumbe MTN noma Vodacom wathi yebo.
From your information or knowledge, Colonel, then what happens after that, after the completion of the Section 205 records?
It's to Vodacom via TSU, and it's go back to TSU. Then the investigation officer come and collect it.
Wathi ke emva kwaloko kwenzekana ukuthi ayisiya ku Vodacom idluliswa iTSU and then ebisibuyiswa ku Vodacom ilitha ku TSU ibisithola umseshi.
This TSU unit, Colonel, is it the central database of the South Police Services?
No, it's just it's a technical support unit. It's a unit who's working directly with, let's say, Vodacom. And that's the only link is between them. They're the only ones who got the link straight with MTN or CLC or the others. So we can't just go as a normal investigation officer and reply.
Wathi ke manje le TSU i-database esetshenziswa isiphoyisa sonke wathi cha kusho ukuthi lana i-technical support unit ibona kuphela bakwazi ukuxhumana nabase Vodacom ukuze bakwazi ukuthi banikezelane ngolwazi oluthize abadingayo.
Colonel, I just want to refer to the records of the 27th of July, 2023, at page 62 of the record.
62.
Yes, at page 62. That is your evidence in chief. On the 27th of July 2023, that was the stage when you were being led by my colleague, Advocate Banoy. I'll commence from page 10 of page 62 of the record.
Of the record, not my statement.
Not your statement, of the record. It's a transcribed record. I don't know whether it can be pinned for the assistance of the witness. You are still getting assistance from the state to pin the record of the 27th of July 2023.
Is that?
We are still getting assistance from the state to pin the record of the 27th of July 2023.
See, you got that?
No, it's good.
I see.
I got my statement, but not
Oh, yes,
the record.
yeah, fine.
Thank you, my lord, for the court's indulgence. I'll start reading, Colonel, from page 62, paragraph 10 of the record. Sorry, not paragraph, line 10 of the record, I'm sorry. Where it reads as follows, and I quote, I just want to draw the attention to the court as well, that a Section 205 information, not one of the team members applied for that, but it was stored on the central database of the police. So that is why it was been applied for by previous investigation officers, but we did have access to that, close quotation. Do you understand that passage, Colonel?
That's
what
correct.
it says?
Tilaka umefunda lapho uthi ngisafuna ukuthi ke inkantolo ikubone lokuthi iqaphele lokuthi usection 205 akuzange uaplayelwe omunye waleli themba kodwa ke yayigcine ku-central database yesiphoyisa okusho ukuthi ingalokho ke sasikwazi ukuthi ingalokho ke aplayelwe ila ileli themba leli langaphambilini elaliphenye kodwa ke sasikwazi ukuthi siyifinyelele wathi
Colonel, we now know that you did not apply for this Section 205 records, but it was applied for by the previous investigation team. But what I want to understand from you, Colonel, is this central database of the police. What is that? The central database of the police.
Remember in the time, my lord, when I started to work on this case, it was during, I think, 2020. Then I was still a member of the Hawks.
athi uma ngiqala ukusebenza kuleli cala kwaku-2020 ngangisasebenzela ngaphansi kwethimba lama-Hawks.
And as a member of the Hawks, we got our own unit in our offices, the PCMC.
Wathi-ke thina-ke sasine-unit yethu ekuthiwa CMC.
That's a Priority Crime Management Center.
Lapho-ke kuthiwa ilaba abasebenza namacala aqavile.
Our head office is here in Silverton,
Amahhovisi ethu ala eSilverton.
with all our data stored here.
Shithe yonke idatha yethu igcinwe khona la.
So even if we receive, like in this case, the police did apply for a number,
Nanoma kukhona imininingwane eyayi-aplayelwe amaphoyisa.
because they got, let's say, obviously a duplicate, or they also store all the 205s which has been applied for or worked on by some of the Hawk members. It's on that database.
Shithe-ke onke ama-205 ayi-aplayelwe yibo bonke agcinwe kuleyo database.
So
In your department,
that are my department.
Athi ngaleso sikhathi kwakuyi-department yethu.
so this central database of the police was also, you could access that information in your department.
That's
which is the
correct,
Hawks.
yes.
Athi ku-department yethu sasikwazi ukuthi sifinyelele yonke leyo information eku-central database yamaphoyisa.
Remember, when the police apply for a number, there was a 205 done. Then it's become from Vodacom, it's our property, then we store it on our database. So if I want to go back, let's say it's a 2010 case, and I want to see if that time, maybe I don't even know, they apply for that number in Cape Town, and it's applied by the police, it's on the database, I will get hold of that number.
Athi-ke uma kwenzeka ukuthi khona number eyi-aplayelwe sigcina ku-database yethu kodwa uma ukuthi khona engifunayo mayelana naleyo number ngihlola leyo database ngoba ngenzeka ukuthi ngabe kukhona abanye mhlawumbe abangaseCape Town ababeke ba-aplayela leyo number.
So in this central database system, Colonel, will you also access the records for the number ending 358?
That's correct.
Ngathi ngiyabo singakwazi ukuthi sithole imininingwane yale phone number 4358.
In what format is this, when this information, the Section 205 records, are in that central database system, in what format are they?
They are also in both the PDF and as well in the Excel spreadsheet.
Athi-ke ungaluphikela kuhlobo lwamadocument ogcinwa ngalo kule central database athi yabo uluthola luyi-PDF nalolu hlobo lwe-Excel.
Is it correct, Colonel, that the PDF format you cannot manipulate and change the information which is stored in the system? Will you
That's
agree
correct.
with me?
Bathi kweqiniso yini ukuthi angeke ukwazi aliguquleki i-PDF athi yebo.
As compared to the Excel format, you can manipulate or change, edit, delete the information which is stored there.
That's correct. It's up to you. If you want to change it, you can, but why?
Bathi kweqiniso yini ukuthi ngaguquleka okubhalwe ku-Excel wathi yebo kodwa ke uzobuguqulela.
If you say, Colonel, that we did have access to that central database system, what access are you referring to? For what?
That access, I only got, let's say, an inquiry function on that one.
Let us be specific now.
Yes.
I'm referring to that number, the number ending 358.
Yes, I only got access to draw it. I only got access to draw the information. That is the same information which Vodacom sent to TSU the first time. You got the case number underneath on the page.
Bathi ke hayi engangivunyela ukwenza nje ukuthi ngangikwazi ukuthi ngiyodonsa noma ngikhiphe le information lapha ku-database ngoba ingaphansi kwe-CSU.
I'm referring to the section 205 records now,
Yes.
of the number ending 358. So you had access to draw. What do you mean to draw? To look at some information that you wanted for investigations.
That's right, yeah. One of my main reasons for that was to compare the CD which I received from the investigation team, Brigadier Gaginda, to mine.
Bathi ke hayi ukuthi ke ngiyobheka lapha ngangibhekela ukuthi ngiyokwazi ukuthi ngizame ngiqhathanisa le information enginayo ekwayi kule CD enganginikwe uBrigadier Gaginda naloko engangiphethe kuwokwami.
So, Colonel, other than the information that you could access in the central database of the police in your office, that is the section 205 records, did you have any other records? For instance, the records from the service provider, which were compiled by Ms. Vitilingam. Did you have those records?
No, there's going to be a lot of other numbers. It's like I mentioned. I won't even know if this guy applied for someone's number. It's been thrown on the big central base of us. So if I come and draw that number and I'm lucky someone applied for a number, I got access to that number.
Atona yini lolwazi le information evela kumamphithili ngamathi hayi ningi inamba ezikhona la ngeke ngazi ukuthi ubani wacela enye i-205 so ngikwazi ukufinyelela konke.
During the period that you handled this case, Colonel, did you have access to the PDF format which was compiled by the service provider, Ms. Pinky Vitilingam?
That's correct.
Athi qaleni wawukwazi ukufinyelela i-PDF document leya letha abe-service provider Ms. Vitilingam athi yebo.
When was that?
During 2020, when I received the information.
Bathi nini wathi ngo-2020 mnyaka 2020 lapho engathola khona yonke le information.
So you had access to the information in the central database of the police in your office as well as the PDF format from the service provider, Vodacom, compiled by Ms. Pinky Vitilingam.
That's correct.
Ushuthi ke wawukwazi ukungena kuyo yonke imininingwane ekhona lapha ku-database nela ephe office lakho nalo information oyithola kumama Vitilingam othi yebo.
In respect of the two, that is what you had in your office and the PDF from Vodacom compiled by Ms. Pinky Vitilingam, in relation to the date of the 2nd of August 2014, did you spot any differences in the transactions? You understand my question?
No, I don't receive any.
You have
pick
this.
up any, I didn't pick up any, or I couldn't pick up anything because what I received from Vodacom, I work on it as a true version.
So I think the information obunayo ke office nale owayithola ku Mama Vitilingam umhla 2 ku-August 2014 wabona yini ukuthi uMohla Isiya wabona ukuthi khona ukungafanani kwenye information leyo zange ngibone lutho oluyinkinga ngoba ngangisebenzisa yona le information engayithola ivela ku-service provider.
So on the information on both, that is the information in the central database and the information contained in the PDF format, you could not spot any difference with regard to the transaction of the 2nd of August,
No.
2014.
No.
But mubheka-ke lapha ku-central database okuthola ku-central database nolapha ku-PDF awuzange ubone yini ukuthi kukhona information ehlukayo kuloko okubili asithi cha masikhuluma ngomhla 2 ku-August 2014 angizange ngikwazi ukubona ukuthi kukhona okungathi kwehlukile akufani.
I will be specific, Colonel, in relation to the date, the 2nd of August 2014, the time is 22 hours, 40 minutes, 23 seconds. So there was no difference. Everything was the same.
You're working now on a Vodacom document?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
But sikhuluma ngesikhathi sika 22 hours 40 minutes and 23 seconds kule document ese-Vodacom. Akho mehluko engawubona.
Let us move on now to the 15th of October 2014 at 1700 hours, 33 minutes, 57 seconds. Did you spot any difference?
No.
Can I get the time again?
It's 1700 hours, 33 seconds, 57 minutes, 57 seconds.
Bathi-ke ngesikhathi-ke ngomhla ka-15 ku-August esikhathi lapho kwaku-17 hours 33 minutes 57 seconds awubonanga mehluko wathi cha.
So, Colonel, there's a point I'm getting at, but I need to lay the basis for this. That is what I'm doing now. In this system, the central database system, which you had access in your office, the Section 205 records, were they together or it was separate 205 records for each number?
It wasn't separate because the records I received, like I mentioned in the court, there was 3 numbers on.
Okay,
I can remember the one ends with 551 and the other one I think 0436.
okay.
Bathi-ke lapha ku-central database iy'number lezi zazehlukene noma kwakuyi i-document cha zazingehlukene kodwa kwakuney'number ezehlukene.
That is as compared to a PDF which is compiled by the service provider. You will find the records for that number only. Do you confirm that, Colonel?
Yeah, it's in the folder. If I requested, let's say, the number ending with 358, he will search it and he will give me feedback and say, right, I got this for you.
Manje-ke lapha ku-PDF kuna iy'number zonke zikulapha ku-folder kodwa-ke uzokhipha lapha ukuthi le mininingwane lena yiyale number le egcina ngo-358.
In relation now, Colonel, to the the information which is contained now in the Section 205 records. Do you have the Section 205 records for Ms. Mithilingam, Colonel, which is triple J1 of the record?
Yes?
Is it correct, Colonel, that when one looks at that document, there is explanation of call data terms? Do you confirm that, Colonel?
Which paragraph you on now? Well,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Is it correct that at the top there is call data? That is the MSI SDN, the IMSI, the IMEI, the call date, call type, call duration, other party, third party, cell ID, cell name, latitude and longitude at the top of exhibit J1.
That's correct?
Yes.
Yabonakala lapho ukuthi khona incazelo ekhuluma ngokuthi lana IMSM, MSI SDN, IMEI, no call data.
Is it correct, Colonel, that all Section 205 records from the service provider will have that information or the description of the transactions. Do you confirm that?
Not all of them, because it depends on what you're asking them.
Athi uyavumelana ukuthi kumele le kwabhoda khombisa ubinazo zonke lezi ncezo lot hayi lana kuxhomekeke ekutheni ucelela uhlobo lwe-information.
In the event where you request for AMA data stream, that is where you use the airtime.
That's correct. It
We
depends
have
on
this
what-
information.
Yes, yeah, it depends on what you ask. If you ask for everything, all the users on the phone, you will get everything.
Athi hayi lana kubhekwa ukuthi uyini oyicelile ngoba ungathi ucela konke uzothola konke.
My Lord, there is information that I requested from the state. It's in relation to a document which is in their system. I'll request that in the meantime that it be deemed.
Sorry, what document is it?
The Colonel is going to explain what document it is, but I did discuss it with my colleague for the state.
Yeah, but I want to know whether they have the document or not.
They do have the document, my Lord,
So
because
what's
it
your
was.
problem then? What's your
Yes.
problem? If you've got the document, go on.
Yes. I'll request my colleague, Advocate Sibanda, to assist me with the beaming of that document. It's stored in their system under court document. My Lord, may I bring to the attention of the court that I'll later request that such document be photocopied and made as an exhibit. For now, I just want to progress with my
Yeah,
cross-examination.
If it's in the evidence, as you know, every document is given an exhibit number and it becomes part of the records.
Yes. I just don't want us to stand down because we can, in the meantime, proceed with the cross-examination.
Fine.
And later hand it in as an
Yeah,
exhibit.
okay.
Yes, thank you. Colonel, I don't know whether I'm able to see what is being there. Okay, thank you. Colonel, do you recognize that information there?
That's correct.
Yabona le information yayazi ukuthi yebo.
What is that?
That's a PDF converted to an Excel spreadsheet.
Athi lokhu
Working
i-PDF eguqulelwe ku-Excel spreadsheet okuyihlobo lwe-document olusetshenziswayo.
Is it the first time to see it today, or we had
No,
come
it's
into
not.
contact with that document there?
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Okay.
Athi akona okokuqala ngiyibona.
When did you see it for the first time?
2020, when I started working.
Ngaqala nirobana wathi ngo-2020 mandiqala ukusebenza lana.
Is that the information which is stored in the central database that you had in your office?
It's part of that.
Bathi iyona information oyithola eku-database yenu esovisilayo wathi enye yayo.
Is it correct, Colonel, that in terms of that information, with regards to the top part, it is similar to the terms that I read to you earlier?
That's correct. It's only adding that to the with date and time.
Bathi-ke kuyafana yini nale information le bengikhombisa yona. Wasethi yebo kuyafana kodwa khona nje umehluko omncane la ekhuluma khona ngesikhathi ne-date.
Colonel, I'm going to be direct with you that the information which is on the PDF format, which is compiled by Vodacom, is not the same as compared to the terms that are there. I'll take you, Colonel, to the exhibit that is Triple J1. We'll work hand in hand with the information which is contained there.
Ngifuna ukubeka kwena ukuthi lo ihloko ezilapha kule document lena azifana nalezi ihloko ezisedocumentini evela kwa-Vodacom.
For instance, in that document which is beamed before us, there is a call type code. You see the call type code there, Colonel.
That's correct.
That's the contact code ngiyayibona.
There is also, when you go to the right of that document, there is also LAC. I don't know whether, can you move the document to the right, colleague? There is LAC.
But mase siyanga kwesokudla kukhona LAC kule document.
You see that LAC, Colonel.
Athi yabona lo LAC?
That's correct.
Athi yebo?
There is also cell ID.
That's correct.
That's no cell ID ngiyambona.
It's cell ID, not cell IE. Cell ID, right? So you are now at item, Colonel, that there is information that you will have in the PDF format from Vodacom, which is not. Sorry, may I rephrase the question? We are at item, Colonel, that there is information that is in that document, which is not in the document from the service provider, Vodacom. Do you agree with me?
No.
But kuvumelana nami ukuthi kukhona information ekhona kule document kodwa engekho kule document evela kwa-Vodacom wathi cha.
When you look at the call type code, is there a call type code in the exhibit J1?
So which page are you now on the J1?
At page 1586 of 4649.
Athi lapha ku-J1 ikhona yini ile call type code ekhona kule document yakho manje?
I agree with you. It seems to me there must be something else because I don't have this one in the one of Pinky. I got a totally different one. Remember this one Pinky, the exhibit of J is a statement of Pinky. I got a statement straight from Vodacom.
Athi ke lesi statement lesi awusokhumbula ukuthi anginaso ngoba mina enginaso lesi statement esivela kwa-Vodacom kungesona lesi statement ngoba lesi i-statement esivela kuPinky.
No, it's fine, Colonel, but I'm using the exhibit. It's a court document. It's exhibit J1, page 1586 of 4649.
That's correct. But like I said,
So you agree with me that there is that code which is not in this document,
it's not in
J1?
that document, but that is a document from Pinky, from Vodacom herself.
Yes.
It's like, let's say, a private statement.
Yes.
I got a statement from Vodacom applied by Section 205.
Athi hayi phela yebo lo mehluko da ukuthi lesi i-statement esivela kuPinky azenzele sona mina enginaso i-statement esivela kwa-Vodacom.
Colonel, Miss Pinky Vetilingam, when he has finalized the whole thing, he then compiled an affidavit, right?
That's correct.
In the
But Mr.
affidavit, there are
Secretary,
Section 205 records
Sorry,
attached to the
sorry.
affidavit.
I'm now speaking at the same time.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
you can speak now.
I've now even missed what you were saying.
Okay, I'll start afresh. There is no problem. Is it correct, Colonel, that after the service provider, that is Ms. Pinky Whittingham, has finalized the whole thing, he will then compile an affidavit?
Adoqiniseni ukuthi uma Miss Whittingham mase kwenze wonke lamaphepha wabhala i-affidavit.
That's correct.
Wathi yebo kunjalo.
So accompanying this affidavit from this person, there will be records, the Section 205 records, you confirm that?
That's correct.
Wathi kokuzophelezela le affidavit ama-record section 205 wathi yebo.
So the extracts, Colonel, that I've referred to is the extracts of this whole voluminous document which was compiled by Ms. Pinky Whittingham. Amongst the extracts, I'm taking you to page 1586. 1586 is exhibit J1 of the record.
One five eight six.
Yes, 1586.
But I don't. Okay, let me go to her statement.
The
Where's the-
section 205 record. When you said assistance, with page 1586. My lord, I see that it is 1300 hours. I think it is convenient that we take a long adjournment. Then, in the meantime, we will give Colonel.
What's the time?
It's 1300 hours. Okay,
You mean 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock. Colonel, I've requested that we take a long adjournment. Maybe in the meantime, we will
No,
go
no,
to-
let me just go here.
Okay, thank you.
15
One
86.
five- Yes.
If you go to the statement of Pinky, it's page 1569, page 1500, 1651. You see there the page is already jumped.
But ungabheka-ke umbiko kaPinki ama-page awafani. Ayehluka. Khona la eqa khona ama-page.
Okay, maybe if I can be specific, Colonel, 1586.
Give me the date, then I go to my original.
Yes. 1586, according to the information that I'm having, are the transactions of the 2nd of August 2014 at 2200 hours, 40 minutes, 23 seconds.
Or we can break it and then during the week, during the break, I can search it.
Okay.
Thank you, Colonel.
Could you come back at 1:30 then?
Okay.
1:30. 1:30.